Lyndon, yeah, the sound. I don't know what's wrong with the sound. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh, I can hear you now.
Oh, you can hear me now.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
I don't know what the heck was wrong, Lyndon. It's been a nightmare. Let me tell you.
Don't worry about it.
Only me, Lyndon. That's why I got my hat on.
We get there eventually. You know, we're not as polished as some people in this business, but we get there in the end.
Yes. Thank you for being so patient, Lyndon. Because the one thing I like about StreamYard is at once it's taped, it's up forever. You know?
Yeah.
Vicki can hear us. Vicki's here. Hey, Vicki.
Oh, Vicki's here. Oh, good. That's nice.
I love it. I know
Claire's been messaging me because she wondered where we got to because she'd come out of Gisla's chat to talk to us.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I see. So, well, that's cool.
I don't know if Claire's still there, but if you are, Claire,
if she comes.
Have you got the thingy going on there with the names and everything?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I remember she said banner.
Yeah.
The banners. When I can see mine, but
no, I can't. All I can see is hi.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah,
but okay. Well, that.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Because I don't see Vicki here anymore, so she might have popped on and popped off. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Never mind. So.
Oh wait, there's Vicki. I can hear both of you.
Oh, that's good. Hi, Vicki. Nice to see you again.
It's just taking me a little bit.
Well, the thing is, we're always going to get tea. I mean, like me, I've never done one, so I probably don't even know this much how to get to you. So
it's so crazy. It's just oh my god, it's hard to get used to it. It really is.
Don't worry about it. I mean, this is what it is. It's all about teething problems and things like that. But once you get it all moving and everything, brilliant.
Yes, exactly. That's it. You got to start somewhere.
You have to. And I mean, hopefully this. I mean, I can't see me doing many interviews, but with where I'm actually hosting it. But I think once you get used to it, you'll be doing it just like that.
It just takes a while because it's like, well, I have to be honest. I came in and I touched a button and I hit my son's thing, and now he's having an absolute conniption. I hit a button. His computer's old, and what am I going to do? I don't know what to do. And then,
don't worry. You've got to chill out. I mean, honestly, Deb, when I was younger, I was I really had a hot temper and that, and I really.
I can't picture. Oh, Vicki said hello, and I'm sorry. I just want you to see her. Look, she says
hello, Vicki. It's always a pleasure to know that Vicki's there. So
now, what were you saying? You had a hot temper when I can't even picture it.
I had when I was younger, I was really hot-headed, and it's only in the last, I don't know, 10 maybe years where I've sort of like calmed down and not been like that. So I do know what it's, but the anxiety and everything of being angry all the time, it's exhausting.
It's exhausting.
To actually get it sorted out where you just sort of like let these things just go all over you. Don't worry. I don't worry.
Yeah, I mean,
used to be like things like getting to work on time. I used to be absolutely obsessed at always being early for work, and other people were just coming in when they liked. It used to drive me mental.
Right.
But now, I don't even, if I'm going to be, if I wake up and I've missed the alarm, I'm not in panic mode. I think, no.
Screw
I'll
it.
get there when I'm ready.
Yeah, I don't blame it. No, I mean, it's the best way to be, because otherwise, you're right. Like it's stressing. I have to tell Vic, I kicked I kicked something, and now Jake's computer's not working, and he's ready. He's fit to be tied. This room it's the only room where my podcast stuff is. You know what I mean? What can I do?
Yeah, but I mean, don't as my friend Lynn, my anger management consultant, always says, don't sweat the small stuff.
That's very true. And there's nothing. Oh, Claire. She's so here. Hi, Claire.
Hi, Claire. Nice
Thank you.
She's lovely as Claire. I mean,
you are lovely. Thank you, Claire.
She said she was going to come out of Gisela's thing.
Thank you.
I was watching Gisela's thing.
So was I.
And it hasn't finished yet.
Yeah. That's what I.
So, but Claire, she's lovely. She said,
thank you. Carve it up, Claire. That's great.
Claire's presumably in the UK and got the same sort of
the time
in the morning.
Exactly.
She wanted to show her support for us.
That is great. Thank you.
A little while. Because she's got work in the morning. So that's fine. Thank you, Claire. Appreciate it.
Claire, I hear you. I'm right with you on that. I myself, I'm still trying to decide. Oh God, yes, Vic. It's complete disaster. I mean, I don't know. There's something. His computer's old. It has old parts on it. And I don't know. I don't know much about computers. So I don't know how to fix it, like you said, Lyndon, if you would just, I know. I mean, if he would just calm down and it'll get fixed. It'll get fixed,
Well, I mean, from experience, we've had some rare old things go on with our collaborations, haven't we?
Yes.
Haven't we, Deb?
Yes.
We've actually done over an hour's.
Remember, it was 2 hours.
I realised that the record wasn't pressed on. So we got through that.
That was craziness. Oh my God, that was so funny.
Oh, no, we've had some fun with the old collaborations, haven't we? Well,
our collaborations do the best. Like they are like, I have one Diane. The girl that drove opposite end of the Taconic Parkway. That is my top podcast. But after that, Lyndon, all of yours are tops.
Is that the lady who drove the wrong way down the motorway and her and the kids were killed?
Yes, that's it.
I watched the documentary on that.
Did you? The one at
there's something wrong with Mummy.
Yes, with Aunt Diane. Is that crazy?
Yeah.
It's frightening. I mean, that story to me, I just couldn't get over it. Like, I was just like, oh my God, like what, some people said it was suicide. Some people said, I don't know, I never could figure it out.
I think she had some sort of breakdown.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
A melon boy around.
Yeah, Claire, there's a warrant out for Melon Boy. So,
oh, really?
I mean, but it's funny. If I remember rightly, Claire, what I've just seen, he's not had a warrant out though for a murder, has he? He's had a warrant out for misuse of a credit card.
Really?
So he's still not wanted for murder. He's wanted for misuse of a credit card, presumably using Gabby's credit card after something happened to Gabby.
Right. Oh my God, that's crazy. So, Lyndon, I do have questions for you. What was your?
I'm an open book to you, Deb. You know that.
What's that?
I'm an open book to you.
An open book. Oh, good. I get to ask Lyndon questions. So, what was the first, okay, I'll just say real quick. For me,
carve it up, Claire.
Carve it up, Claire. Woohoo! Carve it up, baby.
I love Claire, and I love all her pictures of her hamsters.
Oh, the hamsters are adorable.
She's got a fantastic menagerie of little animals. They're great.
They're so cute.
Yeah.
What now? When I was COVID, I hate that this started it. When COVID started, that's when I started my podcast because I had some extra time. What
Yeah.
was when did you start? Like, what made you want to? I'm so curious as to why people started podcasting or YouTubing or whatever. What was your?
Well, I've always had a very big interest in true crime.
Oh,
True crime, paranormal, anything
I wish
like
he
that.
wasn't.
Strange history,
Right.
anything like that. And what happened was that I was a member of Slimming World. I became a member of Slimming World because I was even bigger. Unbelievably, I was even bigger than I am now. But so I took, I got myself.
You looked like you lost a lot of weight.
I lost a lot of weight, and I've
you
lost
could
a bit
tell
again now. But I did get right up to nearly 20 stone again. But I went to Slimming World. I met some fantastic people. There's only about three blokes, and the rest were women, and they were all smashing ladies and everything. And what happened was that I was there for a while, and I lost four stone. I lost when I was there in the first year, and then we went into lockdown, which completely knackered it totally.
Oh,
but
God.
I had really got into quite about 7 or 8 of the members. We got into a really tight social group. We went bowling and all, went out for dinner and things like that. And I thought, what can I do? They're all in furlough, locked down. They're off work and things like that. What can I do? And I thought, well, I like true crime. Why don't I do a story every week just for my Slimming World ladies and one man on Facebook? So I started doing that. And
hi, Rational Bacon.
Oh, Rational Bacon. Hi, Rational. Nice to see you. Well,
and Claire, I'm so sorry to hear about your hamster. I didn't mean to. I was just listening.
I didn't see that.
Look at her hamster died in June.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, Claire.
Her puppy.
I didn't realise she died. That's terrible.
Oh.
I am sorry. Because she's very... There's a lot of pictures of little animals.
I love them. I love them
myself. So I like them.
Yes, me too.
But anyway, I did this thing with the Facebook, and somebody said to me after about 4 or 5 months, I was doing one a week. I think after about 3 or 4 months, somebody said to me, "Why don't you do a podcast? These are really good, Lyndon. Do a podcast." I said, "Yeah, I have no idea what a podcast is. What is a podcast? I've never heard of it."
Hello, Beanie Man.
Anyway, sorry. I didn't know what a podcast was, and I didn't know how you went about it, but I knew I could stick them on YouTube.
Right.
So I stuck them on YouTube without my face or anything, just a picture of a fireplace crackling and me doing it. And I probably got about 40 subscribers, and it wasn't really bothering me. And then somebody said, "No, really, Lyndon, go for a podcast." So I looked it up on YouTube, what to do, what not to do. I decided to do it. So I went on whatever it is I'm with. I can't even remember who I'm with. So to be perfectly honest, my what's it thing, sent it away, and you get a real buzz when it comes back and says Apple have accepted your podcast. Yeah. I started putting out. I started putting it out on then and on YouTube. It just trundled along, but I didn't care because I just liked telling stories. Yeah, right. And then, of course, because of the podcast, I met you. I agree. I met you first, and we hit it off. And then I met Lindsay, and then I met Giesler, and so there was sort of like 4 of us, and it was really nice, and it took off. And I've got to be honest, I trundled along. My podcast was doing all right. But my YouTube channel was doing rubbish. And it wasn't until Lindsay put a shout out for me. Right. And when Lindsay put a shout out for me, I suddenly got decent numbers, decent ones on YouTube. Because, my podcast looks after itself. I mean, I am absolutely huge in Malaysia. That's right, Lyndon. You rock in Malaysia. Hello, Malaysia. No, I rock. I really should learn some Malaysian words like "thank you" and I appreciate it. But I keep getting the podcast and the other thing, and it keeps telling me how I've charted in Malaysia again. I've been up as far as 32 in the chart. I'm really pleased.
That is awesome, though. That is excellent.
But Deb, I'm really, really happy for Lindsay, and I'm really, really happy for Gisela, the way things have gone on.
Yes,
And I'm
that is
sure
awesome.
in time, with all this live streaming, you'll be the same. But quite honestly, I couldn't cope with that. That is not
it's a bit much.
I just couldn't. I mean, with my work and everything, if I had to start under the pressure of, I turn out. It started off, I was turning out one podcast YouTube every 2 weeks, and now I think it's down to a month.
Yeah, Lyndon, that's about where I'm at lately. It's really been tough. I haven't had the time. No. I agree. It's tough.
It's time consuming, and I mean, these girls. I know Gisela and Lindsay work really, really hard.
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's like a full-time job. It's like a full-time job.
I can never do it, but I mean, I've always enjoyed storytelling, and as long as there's a few people out there listening to what I've got to say,
exactly,
that's okay with me. I'm never going to change. I like the older. I mean, I'm sure if I was to do some well-known case, I'd probably get, but I just can't do it.
Yeah,
I like my old gnarly cases. People who are really sort of like loyal to me are like them sort of cases, and they tell me they like them, and I'm quite happy. If 150 people listen to what I'm doing, I'm happy.
That's perfect. That's it. That's the way. I know. That's what I said. Like, my podcast is very consistent. Although I noticed now that I have on YouTube, I'm getting it's kind of evening out, but I still get the same numbers when you put them together.
Yeah.
So that's why I just taped, like I told you, the one coming up. This guy, Jesse, he wrote 2 fantastic books. One of them is called The Acid King. You would really like them. One is The Devil's Teeth, I believe. Excellent. And he said, I just have to get that all together and then put that out. That's my next podcast. But I feel bad because, like you said, I haven't had the time to I haven't even taped my end of it. And he already sent me his end. I'm like, my God, Jesse, I feel so. He said, don't worry about it, but it's tough. It really is.
That's like fantastic. I mean, because that I love your podcast.
Yes. When I did Mayhem is when I met you.
Mayhem is just like one of my favorites. I mean, I'm still waiting for his poppy seed beer to arrive.
When's it coming out? He has that website, but I haven't seen. Well, I asked a few people about the poppy stuff, the poppy liquor, and they said if it ever came to the U.S., they wouldn't market it because they would wash the poppies, which means it wouldn't give you the opioid type experience. And Attila told me half the fun of doing that, of drinking it, is the opium. That's what you want, the opium experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. YouTube is definitely corporate. You're right, Rational Bacon. You are right. They are definitely corporate. Oh, thank you, Claire. Thank you. Yeah. It's tough. YouTube's
16 hours slow smoked brisket. That sounds good to me. I don't know. That just made me feel hungry. I don't know. I shouldn't really be going to eat nearly midnight.
It sounds really good.
All of a sudden, that has made me feel really, really hungry. So, but yeah, I'm just so.
Yes, between work and children, it is hard to find time for anything.
Oh, it is. I mean, I love doing. Mine was crisps as well, Claire. Crisps. I am crazy. I've never been a chocolate person, but
I know what you mean.
Oh my God, I go through so many bags of crisps, but which is funny because the other week I bought a bag of 25 bags of crisps in one big packet. One big
really
with 25 bags, and I had 2 shopping bags, and I was holding the crisps under my arm, this big bag of crisps, and I tripped on a drain.
No.
And I fell, and I held onto the bags because I didn't want to. But the crisps became sort of like an airbag, and I hit these crisps, and it burst every single packet. There was crisps everywhere. And this lady, and this lovely lady and her husband and a baby in a pram or a stroller or whatever you like to call them, came over to me and goes, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh, Lyndon.
But the crisps are knackered. But they she said, "I'm going to take a picture of this drain. It's disgraceful. You should never be tripping over that drain." All I wanted to do was get out of there. I was so embarrassed. There was
I know what you mean.
Bags of, you call them chips, don't you?
Yeah, chips. Yeah.
Yeah, bags of chips, bags of crisps. 25 of them in a great big huge bag. Every single packet. Anyway, I didn't want to. I live by a lake, so there's lots of ducks and swans and geese. But I couldn't leave the plastic. I had to pick up all the 25 packets, and I just left the crisps on the floor for the ducks to eat.
That's like what is bangers and mash? What is
sausage and potato, mashed potato?
Oh, okay. I always hear that term.
I'm an expert on sausages, bangers and mash, because I come from Lincolnshire, and the best sausages in England are from Lincolnshire. Lincolnshire pork sausages, beautiful.
Oh, that sounds so
So what
good.
you need some great Lincolnshire pork sausages, some great mashed potato made with proper mashed potato and onion gravy.
Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, Lyndon, you're making me hungry.
In this country, rational crisps are what you call
chips.
Yeah. So and I can't get enough crisps. My cupboard in my kitchen has no food.
Snags and spuds.
Apart from crisps in it.
I love it.
I live on them.
Snags and spuds and spuds. Sausage mash. Yummy. I want it all.
Sausage mash and onion gravy, Claire. You can't beat it. You've got to have onion gravy on your mash. Luckily, I've actually got a frozen sausage and mash meal in my cupboard, which I may be having about midnight. As soon as I heard about that slow cooked brisket, that's it.
That sounds great. It's fantastic. I love food. I am a foodie, can't you tell? I gained so much weight, it's unbelievable.
Well, it is disappointing. I went to Slimming World and lost 4 stone.
Did you? Good for you.
No, but I wouldn't know. But I put it all back on. It would have been fine, but the lockdown killed it. As soon as the Slimming World had to close down, and we all.
That's right. They closed down. That's right. Do you have frozen? What's frozen cupboard?
I think is that the freezer compartment on the top of the fridge?
Yeah, I never heard it.
That's where I keep my. I haven't got a chest freezer or a.
Oh, I love this frozen
a compartment in my fridge, which I keep my frozen stuff in. Yeah,
I like it. Oh, that is. Corned beef hash. I love corned beef hash. That's delicious.
These are the sort of meals that we used to get all the time when I was at school. And I got these were the sort of things that we were served up as staple. And you know what it was like when we was younger, Deb. If you didn't eat what was put in front of you, you weren't going to get anything else.
Exactly. You're right.
It's not like kids today. Oh, I don't like this. I don't like that. I want so-and-so. I want so-and-so. And you're cooking 3 different meals for all 3 different kids. You got it.
You wanted.
And if you didn't want to eat it, you was going hungry.
Yeah, and that's it. That's the thing. I remember my dad, we would be out on the street and my dad would say, dinner, and we'd run in and we'd eat whatever was there. Like you said, it did not matter. And if you didn't eat, he would get pissed too. He would get mad. It was just a part of what you had to do. It was almost like a chore. You ate like you said, you ate what was put in front of you. And there was no, you came home at a certain time. Things were different. I know kids have a lot of different things going on now. I don't know. I'm glad I was born in the time that I was born. I really am.
I don't know whether it was because of we didn't have the internet and everything. and you couldn't find out what was going on. But we used to go out. I remember in the school holidays, because in this country you get 6 weeks off.
Right.
School holidays in the summer. And we would, in my early teens, we would go out, have a breakfast. Somebody would come round and loads of people. We'd all go out to the park for the day and not come back till tea time.
Right.
Our parents were never worried about us.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, I'm sure horrible things did happen, but there just wasn't the news that day. It didn't used to travel like that,
You're right.
So
You're right.
This is no disrespect to kids of today, because you are what you're used to. But of course, we had no mobile phones, we had no internet, we had no computer games. Your entertainment was going out.
That's it. Yes, you're right.
Going to the tip and trying to find bottles and things like that. I mean,
you're right.
I wouldn't swap my childhood.
No, me neither.
For anything.
I had the best childhood. I mean, me and my sister, we had a great. I was just looking at. I used to walk my dogs 2-3 hours a day. They really, if you go to the park, they don't let you go. That's Rational Bacon wrote that they.
Is that because you're not allowed to take dogs to a park now, or?
Yeah, that's crazy. Wow, that's a shame. Let me see. Oh, that's boiled everything to death. I was just wondering about that, about the car, about the coppers in the car. Life is not like when we were younger. You're very right, Claire.
Whatever happens, I'm 60. When I was younger, it was the late, when I was going out, sort of like allowed to go out, it was the early 70s.
Right.
And I had such a fantastic time doing what we did, get to go, exploring things and going down the park and staying there all day and getting home for tea and then wolfing your tea down just so that you could get out again until it got dark.
Yes, right. Wow.
Days they lock them. I work with lads at work who are in their 20s who spent their whole time they're not working locked away in their bedroom playing computer games.
Lyndon, I know what you mean. I can't get over it. I loved being out. I love being in the woods. Our big thing was being in the woods. Like, we would make forts. You could go in the middle of the winter and hang out in the woods, not even wear a jacket, because it was so warm in the fort we had made, Oh, you're in Melbourne, Australia. Wow.
I just noticed that. Are you?
Oh, wow.
You're safe from the earthquake.
Oh,
because Melbourne's had an earthquake, hasn't it?
Oh no! I hope you're okay.
So I think Melbourne and Sydney have both had an earthquake. Yeah.
I hope you're okay.
I hope you're okay, Rachel. I have got an auntie out there. My dad's sister lives in Australia, and his other sister lives in Canada. So, so I've never met my auntie in Australia.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you ever heard of her. You probably haven't. There was a TV program that used to be on TV in England called Surprise, Surprise. And it was hosted by a 60s singer called Cilla Black.
Okay.
And my mum and dad were on there, and my dad was flown out to meet his sister who he hadn't seen for 40 years. So,
holy moly!
Yeah, so he was on TV. It was very, very good. But I think Claire will probably have heard of Surprise, Surprise. She'll definitely have heard of Cilla Black. And my mum and dad were on there.
Crazy. I think Gazella, she's got a lot going on.
Yeah, I think she's got a lot going on. She's just had a very, very interesting off the cuff. So yeah, I think she's got a lot going on, a lot more than I've got going on. Podcasting, I've got loads. I've got blooming loads going on in my life.
Oh my God, Lyndon, you ain't. I can't keep up. No, Is there clips of the show?
Yeah, there is clips of that. I mean, I've got a video. it was in the days of VHS. But I put it on. I can't remember when it was because it ran for years. But the basics of the story was that she would turn up at somebody's house and say, "Surprise, surprise, we're going to do this for you." Well,
that sounds so cool.
Yeah, and then they would do all kinds of things. On this particular occasion, my mum had written into Surprise, surprise, saying that my dad hadn't seen his sister for 40 years, and they went to the London Zoo in London. He thought he was going for afternoon tea, and she came and surprised him and everything and said, "We're flying you to Australia." And they landed by helicopter in her backyard.
Oh my God, that's awesome! That is so cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I missed the star. A huge star in our country. She used to do Surprise,
what was her name?
Cilla Black.
Cilla Black. I don't.
She was a big friend of the Beatles. And,
okay.
She also used to do a thing called Blind Date.
Oh, Blind Date. Well. She just said it. Blind Date
is exactly the same thing as you had in your country, and I think you had a murderer who was on Blind Date.
Yes, it was. Yeah, there was one called. It wasn't Blind Date, but we had a murderer who was on. It was called To Tell the Truth, right. And they had a panel of 5 people. And they said something about a book that he was in jail for murder. But here, he murdered again after he was on the show. It was great. It was not that Rodney Acala guy, but it was similar. You know, it was crazy.
Well, that guy that's just died this year, what was his name?
Love you,
the one in America who died this year. He was on Blind Date.
Jeremy Beadle. Oh, are you kidding?
Or something, was it? Or something like that.
Oh my God! It wasn't Jeremy Beadle. Or that's probably somebody
Jeremy
else.
Beadle used to be on a different thing in this country. I can't remember, but there was an American version of Blind Date, the same thing as Britain, and I think his name was Rodney Alcázar or something.
Rodney Alcala. That was the guy. Well, that was the guy that murdered people, and he was on Dating Game.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. He just died.
There's 3 people behind the screen. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the Dating Game.
That is exactly the same as Blind Date.
Oh, okay. Wow. Most of the time, do you know, we got in The Office from Britain. We got All in the Family from Britain. I love Richie.
Ricky Gervais is just a legend. Yeah.
God bless that man. Yeah. He was on The Office. He was he played he was, what do you call it, like a cameo. It was so cool. He's a cool dude. I like him. Yeah. I think he sticks with what he doesn't placate to anybody. He is who he is. I like him. He's got a good backbone. Ricky Gervais is.
Absolutely. I mean, Ricky Gervais, I love him.
Gisella's on Patio Island right now looking for Melon Boy.
I just wanted to say, Claire, I do remember Jeremy Beadle. He was brilliant. It used to be, I think he was in a thing called Beadle's About.
Yeah.
And he also used to do a thing where, a bit like Candid Camera.
Oh, okay.
Where they set people up and that. And of course, Claire, Mr. Bean is a legend.
Mr. Bean. Somebody just gave me all these Mr. Bean memes on my phone today. That's weird that he just mentioned them.
Have you watched Ricky Gervais in Afterlife?
No.
That is brilliant, Deb.
Where's that on?
He wrote it and stars in it. It's called Afterlife, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, never apologize. You're right.
Watch it because it's sad in places and really funny in places. You know what I mean?
Oh, I gotta see it.
It's brilliant, and it's got some really top. I mean, he gets some really top people to star.
Really? And it's on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta see it. I'm gonna download it. I'll watch it at work.
Afterlife. There's 2 series out, and he's bringing a 3rd one out, so it's good. But I mean, I watched such a funny thing the other day when he's in this office with his mate Stephen Merchant, and the little bloke Warwick Davis, the little bloke who's in things like he's about 3 foot high. He brings Johnny Depp in, and Johnny Depp sits there, and Ricky's looking at him thinking, oh God, and he goes, do you remember when you were horrible to me at the BAFTAs and all that sort of thing, at the Oscars?
Oh my God.
And Ricky Gervais and Johnny Depp plays it for laughs. He's fantastic. Starts telling all these jokes about how Ricky Gervais is this and Ricky Gervais is that. And Johnny Depp's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, I love Johnny Depp. I don't never believe what that girl said about him. I think
she'll never get another job in the UK. Everybody loves Johnny.
She really. Oh, I want it, Claire. I'm gonna watch. I will be wetting myself. My dad loved. I told you, my dad loved British humor. Benny Hill was a staple in our house.
Yeah.
He just went nuts for that old time. Like, he wasn't a big Monty Python fan, but he loved Benny Hill. I don't know, Monty Python was it, but Benny Hill, I just remember growing up every Saturday that was on. He loved when he was chasing, like you said, he'd never carry on in this day and age because he was such a woman chaser, but it was funny for the time.
I'm going to be honest, I've never been a Monty Python fan. I just don't get it. Okay.
Thanks, Claire. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it
so much, and we will see you on
Gazelle.
I think on
Case
Saturday.
Club? Yeah.
You're with your mum, but you're going to watch it, aren't you?
Oh,
so
yeah, Case
Club.
Club.
On Saturday. We'll see you on Saturday for Case File.
Awesome. Awesome. Bye. Good night, Claire.
Night, Claire.
So
anyway, I mean, I don't know about you, Deb, but the thing is, I actually, because sometimes I get so engrossed in true crime, it can bring you down. You need some comedy.
Absolutely.
And I need to watch something. I need to watch something.
You need to, yes. I was really into The Office, British and UK, both versions. And then I was in like Sunny in Philadelphia. It had to be like a comedy. Like you said, it kind of like got my brain, because if you're true crime all day, especially with the kid ones, I just couldn't. Like, I'm telling you, I still haven't gotten over Mark Heinberg. They never know what happened to that poor kid. I've gotten thanked for that case many, many times, which I appreciate to no end. The family wrote to me a lot. Well, friends of the family said, like, we appreciate that you keep this out there, but it was so hard because they never know what happened to that poor kid. It's such a shame. It's love to you both too, Claire. And Gazelle Island. And Melon Boy.
Go back. You'll be dreaming of Melon Boy tonight. Carve it up. I'm sure it was Claire that's made that so famous.
I know. I can't believe how it took off. That's amazing. And I find myself saying it all the time. I'm carve it up.
Absolutely. I was at work today and somebody said something to me. I just turned around and went, carve it up. And I thought, wow, I'm going mental. But I thought to myself, I'm sure it's Claire that's made that.
Yes.
I don't even know where did Melon Boy come from? Because
I don't know Melon Boy, but I love Carve It Up because Carve It Up is it came from that Chris Watts things when she was going down the hill. I didn't know what it meant, and then all of a sudden I was cracking up because I thought, what does Carve It Up mean? And it just it fit perfectly, it
makes it even funnier because I don't think I've ever seen anybody snowboarding slower down a sand dune, do you? I mean, oh my God. So funny watching that.
Chris says it's so like his voice, he's like, carve it up. Like he does, he has no like there's no happiness to his voice, it's just straight. He seemed
what's your thoughts on Chris Watts' girlfriend? Was it Nicola?
I don't think she had anything to do with it.
Me neither.
No, absolutely not. I just don't. I know there's that theory. I just don't.
I think I might, the other night, chatting on Geeza's channel, I might have put some people's backs up because I said to people, hang on, this is a woman who, to me, the only thing she did wrong was having an affair with a married man with kids. And I said, there's people watching this show.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
and men who've done the same. Not just women. I said, I just don't think she. I said, all right, she had an affair with a married man, but I don't think she had anything or knew anything to do with the rest of it.
Yeah. I know. I know. I mean, see the thing, everyone has their own opinion, which is good. Like, I mean, I like going back and forth about, if someone doesn't agree with me, I don't care. It's what makes it interesting. But I'm on your side. Because I always believe that, I just think that guy just went off and he was like, I think he went batshit crazy.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
I mean, you look at him, you would not think it, would you?
Yes.
Because
she was definitely slickster in those interviews.
I thought he was
she knew more. Yeah. I think she
above his weight
more.
Anyway, with that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What Nicola probably saw in him, I don't really know. I mean, but that people, I mean, when he married Shanann, he was this sort of bit like me.
He was
this chubby bloke, and I thought to myself, "My God, he's done well."
Yeah.
And then he suddenly went keep fit mad and everything. But I mean,
see, like
people
a lot
kill
of
their wives all the time, don't they?
It's so. I mean,
kids.
Oh God, that to me is just unbelievable. I can't get past that. You're right. Lyndon, about the homicides here in Philadelphia right now. It's off the charts.
500 in a year, wasn't it?
It's 500 last year. Now, a lot of times it is man, women, men, two husbands and wives. But I don't see many killing their kids. So when it does happen, it is like such a shock. Like, how the hell do you kill your child?
Yeah.
I mean, if I seen someone pinch my kid, I would be like, I can't even get over that. Like with Susan Smith, when she sailed her kids off into the ocean, it's just unbelievable.
Honestly, I think that's the thing I can't get my head around.
Yeah.
People who kill their own kids, I just cannot. I cannot get my head. I mean, I listen to all Lindsay's.
God, we should be interviewing you too, Rational Bacon.
Nearly all of hers are to do with things like that, and I just cannot believe it. I mean,
you mean awful. The killing his kids part? Is that what?
Yeah, I mean, people. Yeah. I don't agree with him killing his wife, but
absolutely.
And if he had just killed his wife, he wouldn't be as famous, and there wouldn't be all these 6-part things on him. But it was the cold, calculated way he got rid of his children. And
he said like that. His daughter said, "Don't do to me what you did." How the hell do you still do it? I can't. When he said, "Don't do to me what you did to the sister" or whatever. How do you? I can't get even past. I can't wrap my head around that. Like, what is wrong with you? That to me is, I don't know. I'm so with kids. It's so hard for me. I'm telling you that I always go back to it because it's one of the few kid episodes I've ever done. But that Mark Heimball had me so upset. I could barely get through and I was just me sitting here by myself doing the podcast, and I kept having to pause it because I was very emotional. Kids stab me in the heart. I hate being a child. In any kind of danger. It's very hurtful, It sucks.
I agree. This comment.
Oh, those babies. I do too.
No, Rational Bacon, the one the
absolutely.
message you put up before that about being legal. What was that? I missed something.
Oh, this is fantastic. I want to talk to Rational Bacon about this.
I ran a brothel for 5 years.
I want to do an interview about this.
That is fantastic. That's the
I want to hear about
for me. I've got to say. So
that has got to be I mean, not awesome, but I'm sure you've seen some things and some stories. That's amazing.
With that comment, Rational, does that mean that you think Nicole? What's her name?
Kessinger.
You think she's lying?
Yeah,
you think she does know?
She's on the
you think she does know something
yeah.
about it, which is absolutely fine because everybody's entitled to their opinion. And I mean,
Of
a
course.
lot of people do think that she knew something about it. It's just my opinion that I think when you get a case like this, the same with, is it Amber?
I see. I'm obsessed with this. I'm sorry, Lynn. It's legal in Australia. I didn't mean to get off the topic.
Well, it's the same as Holland, isn't it?
I did not know that it was. See, it should be legal. I don't understand why there's this big deal about. It should absolutely be legal. Then it would keep the women safer. Here we have women walking the streets and they're so in danger. Like if we keep it safe for them, that would make it's a necessary thing for some people. I don't understand the craziness around it.
Well, the red light district in Amsterdam is run by the council.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you close to Amsterdam?
There's something like, if I remember rightly, there's like something like 700 prostitutes that are legally licensed.
Really?
These little rooms in the red light district of Amsterdam. If I remember right, it might be less. It might be half of that. It might be 350. But they are actually fully licensed. It's to get rid of pimping, you see.
That is amazing. Do you live near Amsterdam? I don't know any geography, Lyndon. I'm sorry.
Amsterdam's in the Netherlands. It's the capital of the Netherlands, and I've been. And it's an absolutely fantastic city.
Oh,
it's only an hour's flight from. It's only an hour's flight from the UK, and when you get there, they have.
It sounds amazing.
Well, if you want a cup of coffee in the Netherlands, don't go to a cafe because the cafes are the ones that sell spliffs.
Oh, okay.
Because that's legal in Holland as well.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to go for a coffee, go to a coffee house.
Yeah, when we were little, I mean, in Philly right now, you can get marijuana if you have a medical license.
Yeah,
it's not like Jersey; it's recreational. Nevada, it's recreational. Philly, you just need a license. But the license, you just go to a doctor and say, "Hey, I got anxiety," and you're going to get your license. It's But when I was younger, it wasn't. Mr. Bean is awesome. Yes, we were just talking about Mr. Bean. He is really good.
Yeah.
Went from 5-star room management to speed room management. That is awesome.
I just want to get this because I know of a hotel near where I'm from, Lincoln. That is when you say speed room management, is that where you can book a room by the hour?
Oh, yeah. That's what I didn't realize that either. Speed room.
Because I didn't know until somebody, I'm not going to say the name of the place, but one of my mates said to me when I went home one weekend, he said, "Do you know the so-and-so pub is now a place where you can book a room for an hour?" I went, "Oh." I said, "I only need it for about 5 minutes."
That is fantastic. I would love to hear those stories, man. That is just so fascinating to me. All that stuff, like when we were in Vegas, all the showgirls walking around. I like all that stuff. I like the glitter, the glamour, the glitz. It's it's cool.
I mean,
so what are you drinking?
Amazing. I've never been, but I mean, I've watched it on the telly and that.
Oh, it's so cool. It's so cool. It's more turnover, more profit. I can imagine.
Wow. That is amazing.
Oh, okay. That's fascinating.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Oh my God, I would love to chat with you about this one time. We have to set something up. That is fascinating.
No, I mean, you should set something up and do a.
Because over here in the US, they'd be fascinating.
That would make such an interesting episode. I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, I gotta get your email, Rational Bacon, because I would love to do that. That's fascinating to me.
That is really interesting, and I didn't even know that. I've got to say, I've always known about the Netherlands, But
I didn't know
that
Australia. I didn't know
has that
Australia.
now.
Wow.
So that's really interesting, isn't it?
That's fascinating. I didn't know that either. That's amazing. That's really cool.
No,
God, that's what I like about meeting different people, because you always learn something new.
You do,
I mean,
yeah.
Lyndon, when I used to take the bus to work, it was like drudgery because it was the bus and not a car. But I'll tell you what, I absolutely loved meeting new people. Like you would just hear the craziest stories, and it was fun. It was cool. You wouldn't have expected it. You know what I mean? Sorry, that's okay. We see you. Oh, great. Claire said she loves you and she'll see you Saturday.
We're actually not doing a real interview. We're just sort of having a friendly chat between friends. It's sort of like,
we're learning some fascinating and rational bacon.
I was listening in
yes,
to
definitely.
your chat with Off the Cuff right up until we were going to go out, and it was very, very interesting. And I mean, the amount of chat on there was unbelievable. So I did actually get to see the actual moment when they put an arrest warrant out for dirty laundry, and apparently, but only for credit card fraud, which is weird.
Oh yeah. That's Irrational Bacon right there.
Yeah,
WQ at the Right Shoe Podcast.
So interested in Rational Bacon's.
That's fascinating.
That would make a great episode. Yeah,
because not only that, but I wanted to also that's a fascinating one. And there's these two drag queens that I know that run this jewelry business. I also wanted to ask them if they wanted to be interviewed.
That's the stuff that you buy.
The paparazzi. Yeah, you've probably seen them. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad you did this. Oh my God, it's probably got to be midnight there.
Not yet. Nearly.
Okay.
It could be. Who knows? I
don't know. Lyndon, I love you, man.
It's Friday tomorrow.
I'm so grateful that you did this.
It's Friday tomorrow. Maybe I won't go to work. Who knows?
I'm telling you, I'm thinking the same thing myself.
Maybe I'll have a long weekend. Who knows? I don't know.
Oh God.
But, I think that would be a really interesting, a really interesting thing to.
Yes.
I know we got to keep calling. Is Rational a him or a her?
Rational's a her.
Oh, so I had no idea.
Yeah,
we call her.
Yeah, it's a girl, or she's a girl, or whatever she chooses to call herself.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh yes, I know. There's different terms nowadays.
But yes, I really this is good fun. I mean, this is.
Oh, I got it, Rational. Thank you. I will definitely be in touch.
That is going to be interesting.
I want to hear about it. I definitely want to hear about it. That is so cool. Thank you, Rational. That is great. And you saw the virtual hugs from Gazelle, right? She was virtual hugs.
Gisela sent us I'm hoping that for both of us the virtual hug. So
yes,
we're having some of that. I had a really good time.
Oh, thank you, Lyndon. Oh yeah. I think she left. They went off the cuff, but
yeah.
But
we've had. Same thing again tonight. I mean,
Lyndon, we had up to like 10 people, which is pretty good.
That's brilliant. Well, I was talking to my daughter today. You know, Nikita, you're You're on her tattoo thing, aren't you? And I was saying that I wanted to sort of like do some new stuff. I said I'll always do Murder at Bedtime, but I wanted to start doing some more stuff. I wanted to start going out and do live broadcasts outside. Because I don't know if you know, I've been doing these TikToks about interesting graves in graveyards and things, and then researching the stories behind them.
Right.
I'd like to start going out and visiting these graves.
Yes, that's a great thing, Lyndon.
Well, at the moment, I'm in the middle of a very, very interesting mystery, because earlier on in my podcast career, I turned out a murder of a Dr. Helen Davidson. It was an unsolved murder in Buckinghamshire, where I come from, where I live. And I found out that she was buried in a graveyard not far from where I live. So I went out there the other weekend and I got all my stuff. And then I found out as well that Roald Dahl's daughter, Olivia, who died of measles at the age 7, was also buried in the same graveyard.
Oh my God.
So I thought, well, this is a double whammy for me. You know,
I
can go and find Dr. Helen's grave, because a man had seen my story and sent me, and he said, do you know Dr. Helen Davidson is married in Little Missenden graveyard? And he
wow, Lyndon, really?
He told me some really weird other things, that the woman who was suspected of his murder but was never charged was actually buried next to her. And they had to take her gravestone away on the anniversary of Helen's death because they thought it would be vandalized by people coming to see her grave.
I could see that.
So anyway, I gets in the car and I drives the 6 or 7 miles to Little Missenden, which is a tiny, beautiful little Buckinghamshire village. I've got the photos and I'm going to put them up at some time. And I goes into this church, the vicar's coming out, and he goes, and he sees me and he goes, oh, go in, mate, go in and have a look around and everything like that. So I goes in, there's all these beautiful old murals on the walls and everything. And I decided to look around the graveyard.
Yeah, we're just talking. You can do whatever you want.
Goes round the graveyard, can't find her grave, or more famously, Roald Dahl's daughter's grave, right?
Really?
Roald Dahl, as you know, Roald Dahl is world famous. So, you know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh,
Matilda.
yeah.
So, I mean,
wow.
you know, the BFG, all these things, he wrote them all. So his 7-year-old daughter being buried in this graveyard is big news. So anyway, I goes into the church. The vicar's gone, so I goes into the church. I goes round the graveyard, across the road, through a nice arched gate. There's an overflow graveyard. I looks at every grave. There's no sign of either of them. Right.
Really?
So I decide I'll walk round the corner to the local pub, because they got this beautiful pub on the lake called the Red Lion. And I think somebody, so I asked there. No, never heard of it. Not here, mate. Roald Dahl's.
That's so weird.
Roald Dahl's buried in Great Missenden. Presume she must be buried there. And I was like, well, I've been through all the register and everything since I found out, and she's buried here. But anyway, anybody that didn't know. So I goes back to the church, walks in, and there's 4 old ladies that are making the cream teas for the afternoon. They're going to do cream teas. And they were smashing. But they said, no. Anyway, I thought, well, I'm mistaken then. I've got the wrong village, you know. So I goes home and I put it out on Facebook. I've been on this tour today. I've walked around all these graves. I've talked to everybody in Little Missenden. Nobody knows. And I sent an email to the vicar of Little Missenden, and he never got back to me. Never replied to me.
Really?
What is going on here? Anyway,
yeah.
a long lost friend, or not long lost, but I mean, we haven't seen each other for like nearly 50 years, but he's on my Facebook from the school I went to. I don't know how he did it, but he got photos of Olivia Dahl's grave and directions that there is a 3rd graveyard.
Really?
Just around the bend by the school.
That's wild.
And you know what? Nobody in that village was going to tell me that she was there. And I've got the pictures and the directions of where it is, and I'm going back this Sunday to go again.
That's cool as crap.
It's become a really great mystery to me. So I'm filming it all as I go, because
that's awesome.
Why does nobody want me to know?
That's really cool, Lyndon. That is a mystery. Yeah. Oh my God, that's exciting.
But you won't believe this. I mean, I don't know if you've ever, I can't remember.
Oh, I want to know now what the heck happened.
Yeah, because not only that, when I was looking through a thing called a YouTube channel called Hollywood Graveyard.
Yes.
It's a brilliant thing, and they'd done four episodes in the UK, and they found it suddenly came up and it said, and here we are now in Little Missenden Graveyard, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know what? It was two celebrities that wasn't either of them two.
What?
It was oh my God, what was her name? It was a woman actor from the 1950s, 60s, and her husband called Michael Denison. Yes. And her husband was an actor as well called Michael Denison.
Do you think it's because you were an outsider, Rational Bacon says?
I do not know.
Wow.
It's got to be. But they did not. I mean, it is common knowledge that Roald Dahl is buried in Great Missenden. He was married to an American actress called Patricia Neal. Yeah?
Yeah, I know Patricia Neal.
They are buried in Great Missenden. But for some reason, which I can't get my head around anyway, Olivia, who died of complications from measles at 7 years old, she's buried in Little Missenden. And she really is buried in Little Missenden because I've got pictures of him making a rock garden over the top of the grave and everything. But I'll tell you what, Rational, she's right. I think even though they were so convincing, these four old ladies and that,
they just didn't
we don't really want people from the outside coming and finding where she is. She's in peace there.
Yeah, wow.
So anyway, cool. I'm the most respectful person you can find.
Absolutely,
I'm not going there. I'm not even looking for Olivia Dahl's grave. I'm looking for Dr. Helen Davidson's grave. But they said to me, she was a doctor in Amersham, which is a town about 2 miles up the road. I think she's buried in Amersham. She's not. She's buried in Little Missenden.
And why?
So anyway, do you think that? I've got this weekend. I'm waiting. I'm trying to get Friday out of the way. If I don't go to work tomorrow because you kept me up all night, I can go tomorrow. So,
put the blame on me.
You know what? I'm going to go to Little Missenden. I'm going to find them graves, and I'm going to go into them four old ladies.
You should absolutely do that.
Give us a cream tea. I know what you were up to. I'll tell you what. It was
that's crazy.
The whole day was surreal, right? I parked the car outside the church, and when I walk around the corner, it's all thatched cottages. It's a little stone church that's been up for like 800 years. It's all thatched cottages. There's all these chickens walking in the middle of the road, but they're not like chickens that we've ever seen. The two of the chickens look like poodle dogs.
That is crazy.
Apparently, I looked them up when I got home. They're called silkies. And they just look like poodle dogs. And the other two chickens that were with them had feet like Shetland ponies.
Really?
Not Shetland ponies, the big horses, what they call the Shire horses.
Oh, the Clydesdales?
Chickens with hooves. Oh my God.
That's insane.
They were just walking.
It sounds like Alice in Wonderland.
Honestly, I was like in a parallel universe. I went into the pub and I said, Can I have a pint of Coke, please? Oh, we don't do Coke in pints. I said, we only do them in these little glass bottles. I went, oh, okay. Give me 3 of them.
What you got?
I had to have 3 of these glass bottles that cost me about £7.50 in this pint glass. But anyway, I got my Coke.
Sounds good.
When I sat outside, I'm sat at a table with these people, with different people. I've asked people, oh no, mate, don't know anything about that. Anyway, and this bloody turkey comes and sits next to me. And I'm talking, this turkey was huge. and it just stood and stared at me until I'd finished my drink. It was the most. Oh my God.
Stories.
See, Rational knows about silkies. I
never heard of them.
Well,
I never heard of that.
Honestly, Google it. You will not
Google
believe it.
silkies. Let me Google it.
These silkies, these chickens, they look like poodle dogs.
That is crazy.
Anyway, I don't know. You know that I'm beginning to wonder. Do you think Little Missenden might be like the village?
Oh my God! Yes, they're crazy looking. I have never seen that look.
I know.
Honestly,
I had never seen anything like it.
It looks like Chewbacca or something. Wow. And they have like different rainbow silkies.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
That is so cool as crap. Yeah, Lyndon, let me cut this down. We can still talk, but just because we're over, I'm gonna cut this down, okay?
We better say goodnight to Rational.
Yeah. Just because my son, he wants to get back in the computer room.
Yeah. So we're coming off live, are we?
Coming off live, but Rational Bacon, I will definitely get in touch with you. That is going to be a fascinating interview. I have so many questions.
Thank you
so much. I appreciate everyone that came tonight. Thank you. Just stay on. Bye, Rational. I will get in touch with you. Stay on. Stay on.